Hey, this is Jeannie with Airbnb Adventures with Jeannie, and welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and be sure to like this video. And if you have any questions, please leave your questions below, and I will be sure to answer them for you. Today's topic is going to be about how to select an Airbnb. When you are out and about and you are going through your Airbnb little site and you've got all your Airbnbs are popping up for the trip that you put in. Like say you want to go to Arizona and you want to go to Phoenix and you want to stay for 7 nights. You're going to put that in and everything is going to pop up from condos to townhomes to different places that you can stay. Once that pops up, you're going to see it and you're going to say, wow, I've got all these different locations. Then what you need to do is look at the geographic area where you want to stay on the map and focus on all the things popping up there. There will be townhomes, there will be condos, there will be single family homes. Then think to yourself, do I want a pool or do I not want a pool? That's something, anytime you pick a home, you can either have a pool or you don't have to have a pool. It's all up to you, it's your choice. So what I did for me is I wanted a pool home. So I checked single family homes and pools and they all popped up. Then the next step that I really recommend is that you go through all the photos. So say you decide you want a pool home. Pull up the first one in the price range that you want. Say you want to spend $180 a night. You're going to pull it up and then you're going to go through all those homes where they're $180 a night or less. And you're going to look carefully at every picture. Make sure that you really look at details. Like you want to make sure it's not an old place. You do not want to rent an old place because you will find if you rent an old place, it just doesn't have that good vibe to it and you're not going to be as happy there. Unless you tend to like older places, which I personally like newer Airbnbs. And if it's an older home, it has to be totally remodeled and it has to have like new floors. I personally hate old wood floors that are dark. It just turns me off completely because I feel gloomy when I stay in a place like that. So go through every picture first before you even decide to message your host who is hosting the Airbnb, the owner of it or the person in charge of it. You want to first make sure that you really look carefully at the pictures so that you know what you're getting. Then after you do that and you look through each picture, look at the beds, see if they're big enough for you, if they're king size, if you have 2 people coming, a husband and wife. Make sure that they look comfortable and they don't look real tacky and cheap. You want to make sure that the beds, because that's the number one thing, you're going to be sleeping there at night. So you make sure that the beds look comfortable. So you're going to go through the pictures, make sure you definitely like them. Now, look at the outdoor area because you'll spend time outdoors. See what it looks like. See if there's enough to do in the backyard of the house. Now, that's if you're renting a house, you want to do that. You want to look in the kitchen and make sure the kitchen's clean and inviting. You don't want a dark, little, tiny kitchen. You know, that's kind of spooky. You just don't want that. Now, when you message the host, you can ask them any questions. Like I messaged mine today because I'm going to be staying and reviewing 2 Airbnbs in the 2 weeks that I am in Scottsdale. So the first one's a townhome and the second one's a house. Now my townhome, I've already messaged the host and I said she was advertising for $175 a night, but then she had it crossed off and marked down to $150 a night. But it was showing the $175 a night. So I messaged her and I said, could you send me a special price request or a special price offer? Because they can send you special offers and you can accept them for $145 a night. So I'm bargaining with her because it's off season. It's super hot in Scottsdale right now. So I'm bargaining for $145 a night. And then I'm going to see if she can send me that special offer with everything totaled up. Like it's $250 cleaning fee there, okay? But it's in a nice area. It's in Paradise Valley. And yeah, I do want a real clean townhome. So that's important to me. So I don't mind paying that. But you can ask if they can take a little bit off the nightly rate. And sometimes they'll do that. It just depends on the host. Sometimes they'll say, absolutely not. You're getting it for this, and they won't do it. But it's always worth asking them. So what I've done is I've messaged her and I've asked her, and she's going to get back to me. Usually they'll get back to you within 6 to 7 hours, if not less than that. That's the latest usually. And so I gave her my dates. I said I'll be there the 9th through the 17th. I'm going to do the 7 days. And I said, can you give me $145 a night and send me a special offer? Now, if they don't send you the special offer, you will never get it right, and you'll end up paying the regular amount. I went through this a lot of times with Airbnb, and what you have to do is you have to have the host send you a special offer. They have to do it on their side, and then you accept it on your side, and you'll be billed correctly. Now, I always use my charge card because you use a card on Airbnb, and you write a review when you leave. So make sure that you do a review and make sure it's honest and be precise, because other people want to know. Like say, for example, say I really didn't like the pillows upstairs, for example. They were too hard and I couldn't get comfortable all night. Be honest, because then the host will get rid of those pillows and they'll get new soft pillows probably for the next guest. So little things can actually help the host if you say them in your review. But you don't want to be snotty. You want to be nice, because these are people renting out things they own and they take things personally. So you want to be really sweet because they're doing us a favor. Because I personally don't like staying in hotels, even high-end hotels. I feel better in a condo, a townhome, or a small house, especially if I'm going to stay at least a week. So think about that. Then after you stay there and you're writing your review, look at small things like the fan did not work in the living room. Tell them that in the review and say, then they'll probably answer and they'll say, thank you for your review. We will be fixing the fan, so that they know you're actually going to help them too. And I always do a video because I do Airbnb Adventures with Jeannie, and I will take you live through the Airbnbs that I rent. And you can see what they look like, and I'll tell you how much I pay and what time of year to come. And make sure, like if you're traveling to Colorado or say you're going to Alaska, wherever you're going, if you really want to get good prices on Airbnbs, go off season. And that's what I'm basically doing in Scottsdale. I'm going in the hottest months of summer, and you'll find you can almost get half-price Airbnbs. So after you stay, do your nice review. You can even put pictures, but be detailed and be nice. And when you stay in an Airbnb, I'm OCD and super neat. I can't even not empty the garbage every day when I stay at an Airbnb because it's just the type of person I am. I'm super neat. But try to be careful when you're staying in one that you leave it the same way you found it when you got there. Like if there's a bunch of stuff that falls out of the palm trees and it gets all over their nice grass, if you don't mind, just bend over, pick it up, throw it in the trash, and help them out. You'll be happy you did it because they'll give you a better rate the next time you rent because they will know that you did all this for them. Usually they can tell if you're a messy guest or if you're a super neat guest. I will be making videos on all the Airbnbs I go to, and I'll be giving you the pluses and the minuses and what to look for. One thing for me is I have never rented an Airbnb that didn't have at least a 4.8 in cleanliness because I don't want to stay in anything that hasn't been cleaned well. So I don't mind paying those 200 plus cleaning fees. And I know it sounds like a lot, but you'll have a really clean place that you'll stay at, so it's worth it. And you can bargain on the nightly rates. But make sure, A, you just look through the pictures super carefully. Read all the reviews carefully. If you see something like, oh, we had all these little issues, the little issues usually are bigger, but they're just too polite to say it. So you want to watch for that. But if they say like the fan was broken and you see right under it that the host said, thank you for your great review, we will fix that fan, then yeah, sure, you can rent it because you know that they're a very good host and they fix things. Just a few tips. I'm getting on Airbnb now. I'll be booking for a little over 2 weeks that I'm going to be staying in Scottsdale. I'll try to do a video every day of my stay. So be sure to tune in. Subscribe, and any questions you have, post them below. This is Jeannie with Airbnb Adventures. And just make sure you text me anything, and I'll try to go live sometimes too to answer your questions. Bye.